Hello, my name is Matt Reichel and I'm a Green candidate running in the special election in Illinois' 5th District. We are in a time of economic turmoil and the citizens of this district are rightly searching for concrete solutions. In order to offer such a solution, it is necessary that we identify the cause and figure out a way to rid ourselves of said cause. Here's a brief history lesson. For the last 30 years or so, major investment banks, together with other sectors of the country's business elite, have been asking government to get out of their business. They've lobbied with the force of their billions of dollars for deregulation, privatization, decreasing taxes, and decreasing tariffs. This is exactly what they have gotten: the virtual disappearance of government from the financial sector. The result? Their selfish pursuits were unsustainable, resulting in their ultimate demise. So what happens? They show up at the government store asking for trillions of dollars to be bailed out of their self-created problem. I say no. In the land of opportunity, we do not reward the foolhardy, selfish, and stubborn. We do not give handouts to people who have demonstrated no sense of decency and no intention to play by the rules. Bush's bailout and Obama's stimulus plan are collectively only going to make our problems worse, threatening to lock this country into a devastating decades-long depression, potentially even worse than the Great Depression of the 1930s. How do we solve this crisis? Firstly, we stop doing what caused this mess in the first place. We stop spending money that doesn't exist. Due to our accounts deficit and budget deficits over the last few decades, we are now over $10 trillion in debt, most of it to China. This is economically and politically unsustainable, and if this overspending continues much longer, it will result in the ultimate destruction of our republic. There are no banks too big to fail. Those that are teetering will have to fail, and the rest should be brought under temporary government control. I propose for 5 years. Secondly, it is absolutely crucial that we reduce the size of the Pentagon budget. This will mean immediately cutting off funding for our imperial wars of aggression in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. We then run an audit of the Pentagon, easily the most corrupt arm of the federal government, cutting out the miles and miles of corporate bloat until we have reduced the size of military expenditures by 50% in a 5-year period. Thirdly, I propose introducing a Tobin tax on financial transactions. Did you know that literally trillions of dollars are traded worldwide on speculative financial instruments such as futures, options, and securities? And this all goes virtually untaxed. This begs financial speculation and corruption because it removes the surest pillar to price fixing and other financial tricks that overzealous investors might engage in. Adding this tax could also potentially raise billions of much-needed dollars to our Treasury at a time that it is bankrupt. Fourthly, I will join Congressmen Dennis Kucinich and Ron Paul in calling for the abolition of the Federal Reserve, a private consortium of major banks that control the money supply. Decisions on the production of dollars should be in the hands of the federal government and, by extension, the people. This will prevent us from pursuing monetary policy purely in the interest of Wall Street while returning a great deal of national sovereignty to our financial system. And the last step in my economic and ecological recovery plan is that we invest in the future health and sanctity of our republic. By cutting the military budget in half, we will free up $700 billion of actually existent tax money. I propose spending $500 billion of these dollars on an ambitious Green Works project, wherein we invest in rebuilding this nation's public transportation system so as to wean Americans off of the polluting automobile, and we also invest in the construction of alternative energy plants throughout the nation. I believe that with the appropriate collusion with ecologically responsible businesses, we can create 10 million new good union jobs with this plan. These will be stable jobs that will produce economic growth by making our infrastructure more reliable and efficient, while also avoiding the imminent demise that environmental damage will reap on the economy. Are any of my proposed changes coming with Obama's change we could all believe in? Judging from his visceral saber-rattling towards Afghanistan, his asinine $800 billion bailout plan, his maintenance of the same old guard in the Pentagon, and his appointment of a Treasury Secretary coming directly over from the Federal Reserve, things aren't looking all that promising. If you want true change, it is time to get behind the youngest, freshest, and most energetic campaigner and the party that is rising to become the biggest third party in American history. Thank you.